Hi, my name is Jasmine Aldama, and the book we are reading today is called Picture the Dead. It's such a cool cover. It is by Adele Griffin and Lisa Brown and targets children in grade 5, but mostly the more experienced readers. But you can read it either way. The three strategies I will be using for this book would be the list group label, word map strategy, and summarizing. So for the before strategy, I chose the list group label strategy because it is easy to understand for the students, and it gets the students not only to engage with you better, but be creative as well. Writing the main word to the title and coming up with words, pictures they like of it is helpful to the student to be ready to read the book and look out for those words or scenes related to the pictures they drew. So, for example, the word dead, because we haven't even opened the book. So for the word dead, I would have the student draw pictures, or even if they're not good at drawing pictures, they can write words related to the word dead. Sorry, the word's over here. To see what they think they will read about. So for example, I drew here. So I wrote the word dead, and then I drew a ghost. Wrote the word scary, funeral, or skeleton, and also a tombstone. So those words are related to like the word dead and what might or will happen. Okay, so that's for the before strategy. So now before we get to the during strategy, I want to read at least a chapter, not a chapter, but a page. So we will read first page. The first page is named, well, for the chapter, it's called A Ghost Will Find His Way Home. So we have already noticed that there's a ghost, just like the drawing that we did. Okay, so here we go. It's dark outside and elsewhere hour between midnight and dawn. I lie awake frozen, waiting for a sound not yet audible. My eyes are open before I hear the wheels of the carriage at the bottom of the drive. So right now we're going to circle audible just in case we go back to it. So and now the dog is barking and there's faint light through my window. The hired man has emerged from his room above the stable, lantern swinging from his hand. I hear Uncle Henry's lumbering tread, and Clara's petulant. Henry, who is it? Henry at this hour? I know that the servants are awake too, though I can't hear them. They have been trained to move in silence. What if the carriage brings news of Quinn and William, or even my cousins themselves? That would be too much luck, perhaps, but I'm not sure that I'm strong enough for less. Another loss would be unendurable, and we are never given more than we can bear. Are we? When I sit up, I am pinpricked in fear. The corridor is freezing cold, and the banister is spiky. Garlanded and fresh spine, with both sons at war and her only nephew buried this year. Aunt Clara nonetheless insisted on bedding, so that's another word, bedding Pritchett House for the Christmas holiday. Uncle Henry always defers to his wife. There's another one we can circle, differs, because we're not sure, maybe 100% sure what that means, to his wife's fancies. She's a spoiled child, blown up into a monster. Downstairs, the front doors are flung open. I joined the household, gathered on the porch, all of us but the hired man who stands below in the drive as the trap pulls up. The moment feels eternal. I twist at my ring, a diamond set between two red garnets, most costly than the sum of everything I own. When Will slid it onto my finger, he'd promised that I'd get accustomed to it. Not true, not yet. Dr. Perkins, says Mavis, raising the lantern as the doctor jumps from the duckboard. The housemaid's chattering lips are as blue as her bare feet. Her braid wings swings so close I could reach out, thinking it like a bell cord if she didn't scare so easy. Okay, so we're going to stop there because it's a long chapter. Long page, anyways. So for during reading, I am going to use the word map strategy, because it challenges the student's vocabulary, which is why we circle things in the book. It goes into depth of the vocabulary. It is important because students need to develop reading comprehension. Have them write down words or circle, just like I did as well. They do not understand, and make a vocab word map for each of them. For example, I'm not sure if you remember, but we circled the word audible. So for the word audible, make a word map like this. So at the top, you put top left corner, we put definition in own words. So that's where you would put your definition, your own words for the word audible. Next to that, you put synonyms. The bottom, you draw a picture of what you think the word audible would be like, and then use it in a meaningful sentence. So you would do one for each of those, and it would help you better understand the word you did not understand at the beginning. For the definition, my own words, I placed able to be heard. So that is my definition of it. Synonyms would be clear, detectable, distinct, and recognizable. And the picture I drew of it, I'm not sure if you could see it, but it is a girl with a megaphone, I think that's what they're called. And she's speaking clearly, like you can be sure to hear her. And then to be used in a meaningful sentence, I put Bob's soft voice was not audible in the crowd. So his voice was not clear, which is completely the opposite. So you know that audible is clear. Okay, so that's during. Okay, after the reading. So after the reading, I chose strategy summarizing as my strategy because it helps the students recall what they have read, like after the whole chapters, after the whole book is read, or even after chapters, after one chapter and another, it's good to summarize each chapter because then you have even more information or remember more of the book. I would have them write a small paragraph of what the main points were in the reading and have them share it with partners to see what other thoughts were, what other students thought were important or interesting from the reading as well. So, for example, I did this one. So this is a summary. So this would be like a summary of what will be read. So I put Jenny is an orphan and lives with her family. Her fiance dies and she is left sad but constantly feels a presence by her side. So that would be a really good summary of the reading because it gives you just a hint of what happens in her life, like especially the big ones, like of her being orphaned and living with her family, or her fiance dying and seeing ghosts, which has to do with the title as well, Dead, which brings us all back to the same strategies we used in the beginning for the before reading. Thank you.